Okay, so let me go over my supplies. I always, well, not always, but most of the time I have this Arches 100% cotton cold pressed paper. This was a 10 by 14 piece that I just took and cut in half. I have my palette here with my colors. I've mixed up some rose in here. This is like a hooker's green with some burnt umber. I've got my water jars over here, my paper towel here, and various brushes over here, and my kneaded eraser over here. I just sketched out lightly where I want the tulips to go. Basically, they're like U shapes, you know, and then just some lines down, because we're going to be painting this loosely. There's no need to actually draw everything out. Excuse this noise, and my chair is acting weird today. Okay, so I have a Grumbacher number 10 brush. Put some water on my brush. I'm going to grab some of this rose color, and I'm going to be painting some tulips that are open and closed. So I'll paint the open ones first. I'm just going to paint kind of like a petal shape. And see, paint another one over here. I'm going to have like a little white space in between them. Zoom in. So I'm painting this kind of like weird, funky petal shape. But you can see how it makes like a U, but I'm leaving like a line in between. Because it's going to be the open tulip. And I'll even go in and paint in the inside. And this will be more open. And here we can bleed in some color on the outside, some darker tones. I just dabbed in some crimson, some more rose. And I decided to fill it in actually, because sometimes when I paint loose it's kind of intuitive. It isn't actually like this set way of painting. I'm going to leave this halo over here though. And I'm going to go into the middle part. That's darker. When this dries, we'll go in and we'll add some lines to it. If you want to take up some paint, you can do that with the brush. I've showed you many times. Just wipe it away like a broom and a mop. So I took some of the color off because I want to actually have a halo, and I didn't like the way that looked. So that's drying a little bit. I'm going to go up here and do another one. This will be open also. I'm going to leave a white halo on the top. This is less wet, if that makes any sense. And then put that line there. And I'm just pushing this little line in the back. And as we get towards this back part, we'll leave that halo of the top petal there. And we'll fill this in. And we'll go in and add our concentrated color. It might be a little bright. I'm going to add a little indigo. Just dab that in there. So you can see how it's the interior, it's darker. We'll be building on this one. We'll be adding some darker out here. And out here. And out here. Starting to look more like an open tulip. It bled a little bit here, so we're going to clean off our brush because we don't want the dark part on this part of the tulip. You want to keep that light. So we'll just mop it up. If you want to even go in a little darker, a little black, just a touch. This is not very wet, so much darker. See, now it's really starting to look like an open tulip. Back in here, if it's still wet, if it will bleed, we can add our darker color in here. If not, we can just go ahead and put it in. And then this is fairly dry. You can add some loose, but not super loose paint. Make the distinct lines that it's a tulip. And add some highlights, dark highlights over here. And here. Again, this part should be darker because it's the inside. Just go in and fill that in. We'll just keep building. We'll add some dark tones on the outside of this one and then the bottom. Building up the tulip. Zoom back. So now they're getting the hang of doing the inside and the outside. We'll just start building up more of these. Gonna try and keep them in the same colorway. You could have multiple colors. You could have done this with purple. Yellow. I mean, tulips come in all colors. Again, I'll add in some of this darker crimson here with a little indigo right in the middle. It's a little spidery bleeding out, so go back in and add some concentrated red crimson. I want this part to be darker too. This one up here, we're going to make a closed tulip. So we'll wash in a very pale color tone, keeping the white in the middle here. So it's almost like a leaf petal, a little halo, and then another one over here, and then just the top here. We'll wash that in and wait for that to dry a bit. As we're waiting for that to dry a bit, we'll go back in here. We'll add in some of the leaves that go with it. Now I've mixed up a couple of greens. This is a darker green, this is a lighter green. Don't have to follow the same pattern as mine. I'm just going to attach the stem. This is fairly light and fairly loose, so I'm going to take some of that paint up. Where it meets the tulip, I want it darker, so you can bleed up a little bit into the tulip, like so. Pull that down, and then we're going to make some. The tulip leaves are just big old, you've seen them, simple leaves, just like this. Basically a curve, and then the big old curve. And you kind of want to just go in the middle of that, go down, add a darker color. Behind this, make this darker in the shadow of the leaf. Same thing with this, because it's behind that. Again, we'll add some more leaves over here. Just real simple. Adding this green color again up here. More leaves. They're flopping. Those tulip leaves and the tulips are just like the flop. And put some dark on behind this one because that's behind it. And we're going to have another tulip over here. I kind of like to paint things in 3s and 5s, odd numbers. And that's kind of what I've been taught. I'll have another closed one over here. I'm just going to fill that one all in. We'll go back to the closed one. Feels filled, wet, dry. We're just going to take the tip of our brush and go down here and kind of just paint the inside part. Leave that kind of plain. I'm going to add a little burnt umber to this. Green off your brush because it looks kind of odd right now with just this line in it. We're going to go and add some more of that rose color. You're just going to build up on it. And on the outside, pushing it around. And this is bled a little bit. I've shown you many times how to just take that up. There we go. And just keep going like that. It's not cooperating today. It wants to bleed into everything. But that's okay. I'll just keep mopping it up and go back in when it's ready. You're going to want it kind of have a darker tone on the bottom as I'm painting down here, and on the side over here because it's next to this tulip, and so it's casting a shadow on it. And we'll get some dark green from the stem. If it bleeds up into here a little bit, that's great. We want it to do that. And we want some dark green under this part because it's behind this tulip. And get some dark green here and here. This is still a little wet. I'm going to go add some dark green in here and down here because that's going to be behind this leaf. Same thing here. Get the idea behind the leaf. And I'm gonna, this is too pale, so I'm gonna go in and add some more color in here. Just gonna keep building the green as well. This is still really dry, so you can go in and add some green tones to this one. You don't want one color. Want this loose, free. I'll take some yellow, brighten this up. Even over here. You just put yellow on top of this green right here and it'll brighten right up. Mix it up. So it's fairly bright. I'm gonna go back in and fix this one, just like we did that one. I'll add in some more color. Just the close one. Just filling it in. Fill in this back part too. Again, I'm going to keep building. I'm going to add some darker rose to the bottom. Now this one, I still feel like it's not dark enough inside. So I'll add that combination I do with the crimson and some indigo. I'll just go in, put that in there. Clean up my brush, grab some more rose, push that out. And how you blend that is you get the brush clean and just put some regular water and push that out like that. And then we're going to add some more tones. And some darker tones back here. It's a constant building of tones and colors until to get the effect that you're looking for. Darker or lighter. This one should be darker back here. Same thing with this one. And this one. Even though that's closed, we want that dark in the back. And I don't want a line, so I'm going to blend that out. And I'll grab some more darker rose. And I'll just keep playing with it until I get the effect that I'm looking for. And there you go. It's just a simple tulip. Add some of this dark color in here. Oops. I mean, it's watercolor. You have to work kind of fast. It's not that simple sometimes, even for me. And you see how I make mistakes, and I try and mop it up. Sometimes those mistakes look great. Sometimes they don't. It's a roll of the dice. So I'll keep adding in just until I feel like I'm good with it. I feel like the green should be a little darker here. If that got too brown, I'll just mop some of it up and add in bright green. My studio's making all kinds of noises today. Just pay no attention. It is a home studio, so you'll hear household things like the phone ringing and whatnot, my dog making noises. I shall have to make a tutorial with my doodle. You see him on my Instagram. He is the cutest. Okay, so I think I'm fairly done. I might want to add a little more dark element in here. But we've already seen how I've done the other one, so there's no need to keep regurgitating the same type of content. So there you go, simple tulips. Simple tulips. for Floral Friday. Just a simple tutorial. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Please like, share, and subscribe. And as I was saying before, at the beginning, that when I share tutorials, that's fine. You can copy those for your pleasure. When I've been sharing my regular fine artwork, which I normally did on my Instagram, that is not a tutorial, and it's becoming kind of blurry. And so I might be setting up a new Instagram just for tutorials, so that people don't understand that the Instagram that I have was a combination of the two, but it's becoming blurry, so I might have to take that down and change it. So I hope you enjoyed this. Have a great weekend. Thanks for all your comments, and I'm enjoying this community very much. So I hope you have a great Valentine's Day and enjoy your day. Thank you.